The app will literally irritate you and text you and be like, hey girl, yeah, you didn't burn any calories today. You're still fat.
I'd rather keep it real with ya.
I'm gonna say this one time and one time only. Losing weight does not have to be hard for you. Let's make losing weight easy for you. Oh my God, Zara, I can't lose weight. Oh my God, it's so hard. It's so hard. No, I'm gonna walk you through how to lose weight the easy way. Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to have you guys here. I'm going to walk you through how I was able to lose weight super quickly. A lot of you guys think this is dangerous on your health, but honestly, this was needed. I lost weight. So I like to say I lost a lot of waste. And the number one tip I can give you guys is your mindset. Okay, weight loss, you have to shift your mindset in order for weight loss to work in your favor. You need to develop discipline. You need to develop consistency. Consistency and discipline is what helps you reach your goal, especially goals that are a little bit more challenging for you. You need to develop discipline and consistency. Those are the crucial things that you need to have in order to lose weight. Discipline when losing weight is understanding that when you're in a calorie deficit and when you have urges to binge or when you have urges to overeat, you have the discipline to stop yourself from feeding into those addictions and the binge eating, okay? Because that is going to be the biggest downfall. You need to have that discipline. Okay, I already made a video about emotional hunger versus real hunger, so definitely check that out. I'll put it in the description. I have a lot of other videos, but you need to have discernment when it comes to emotional hunger versus actual hunger cues, okay? Emotional hunger, I'll do a little brief summary, but emotional hunger is it occurs suddenly and you're craving something in particular. So if you have a craving for something in particular and it appears suddenly out of nowhere, that is a sign of emotional hunger. If you're really hungry, you would not be craving one singular thing. If you are really hungry, an apple would be super, super tasty for you. So that is a number one sign to tell if you are emotionally hungry or if you're actually hungry. And that is going to help you with your discipline and of course consistency while losing weight. So those are the two main things that you need to develop on this journey. Number two is your diet. This is something that a lot of people don't really understand because a lot of us are suffering from the inflammatory foods that we're eating. We all have abs, okay? You, me, Uncle Betty, Sally down the street, Martha, we all have abs. The only difference between me and someone who is overweight is that there's fat covering their abs. I recommend no inflammatory foods. If you want to see the weight shed like crazy, I'm telling you, like overnight, you need to get rid of the inflammatory foods. A lot of our foods nowadays are filled with preservatives, adjectives, chemicals, citric acid, which is a mold, and that is what is causing inflammation. Okay, a lot of our foods have these. Even our healthy vegan food has a lot of inflammation. So my favorite thing to do is whole food diet. I'm personally a raw vegan, so I do not cook my food, and that helps me. Number one, I know all the ingredients that are going into my food, and not only that, it's like I'm able to be in a calorie deficit naturally without counting my calories and without overworking myself, which is good on me because I'm a girl. This is my girl math. This is literally my girl math going raw vegan. Not only that, my hair is thicker, my nails are growing longer, my skin is healthier, and my body is going through a natural detox because raw food naturally has more enzymes in there, which is going to help break down the food more faster. A study done by this gentleman right here, I'll put his name up. It's Paul. I can never say his name, but he did a study on raw foods and how it affects your blood. And he said food that was cooked at a higher temperature above 46 degrees Celsius. If you eat foods higher than 46 degrees Celsius, then that is going to increase the amount of white blood cells that are in your bloodstream, which means your body thinks it's fighting off an infection. So your body is in fight or flight mode. So when I switched to raw vegan, I noticed that my food breaks down a lot more quicker. I'm going to the washroom, I'm not constipated. My body is naturally detoxifying itself, and that is helping me shed the weight and the pounds that I need. Like this. It's like the perfect diet for me. And not only that, it's just amazing for my health, and I'm naturally avoiding inflammatory foods. So I'm gonna give you guys a list of foods that are inflammatory, which are processed dairy, meats, especially pork and ham, cut that out, refined sugar, cut out the refined sugar. Like if you have a sweet tooth, literally eat some dates. Dates are so good. Dried fruit is amazing if you have a sweet tooth. But yeah, get rid of that refined sugar. It's annoying, and it loves to stay in the gut and create a lot of yeast. And we all know yeast, candida, overgrowth, no. Yeah, another thing with raw vegan too, like your vaginal health and your period. Oh my God, like I'm on my cycle right now and I am the most productive. I am so happy. I am pain free. But anyways, back to the weight loss. White breads, gluten, flour, processed grains, and soy. I'm going to also link the alternatives in the description, but I talk about this in all my weight loss videos. You need to switch your diet. Us as Black people, we have less hydrochloric acid than any other race. And if you know anything about hydrochloric acid or anything about science, is that our body produces that to break down our food. So we all know that meats, breads, starches, they're very heavy, and that means our body has to produce more hydrochloric acid to break those down. And since we already do not produce enough as any other race, that is going to overall tire our body, create stress on our body. That is why in America, a lot of Black people struggle with high blood pressure. We have the most strokes and the most heart attacks compared to any other race. And I don't think it's just a coincidence. I think it's because our diets that we have been programmed to eat is not effective for our bodies. So I recommend doing your own research. After doing number 1 and 2, the third reason why you maybe cannot lose the weight is because it's a spiritual reason. There is a meaning behind that. It's usually a spiritual meaning behind that, which means you are not ready to let go of certain traumas that you're holding from the past, certain hurt, and certain energy centers. You're not ready to unlock that, okay? You are holding on to a bunch of trauma, hurt. Sometimes it's just not your time to release it and let it go. But if you ever notice someone that's just holding on to a lot of trauma, you can see it in their face. You know when you look at someone and you can tell like, oh, this person just has like a weird look. Like you can just look at someone and it's like, oh my God, she's always happy. Or like you look at someone, it's like, oh my God, he always looks angry. Or oh my God, he always looks sad. Okay, that is because you're holding on to trauma, hurt from the past, and you need to let it go, because that can also be the reason why you cannot lose the weight. After working out, being disciplined, and changing your diet, and you notice that you cannot lose the weight, 9 times out of 10 it's because you're holding on to trauma. So release that. I noticed for me, when I was gaining weight, I was holding on to so much trauma in my body that I was not ready to release at the time. And at that time, I knew that I was not in alignment with who I truly was, because I was entertaining friendships that were not serving me. I was, working jobs that were not serving me. I was entertaining, people, places, and things that did not serve me. So you're probably wondering, how do I release trauma? Journaling and meditation is like one of the spiritual ways you can do it. But if you really want to just get the trauma out of your body and really release it head on, you have to feel through that emotion. Sit with yourself. No distractions, in a quiet room. Sit with yourself and ask yourself, what am I holding on to? The silence is going to help you dictate what you're feeling, so you can actually get it out of you and get the answers. And also another thing too is fasting. I love to fast, and that's probably what helped me to lose weight. When I was losing weight, I did a lot of intermediate fasting. So what I did is that I had a lot of inflammation and trauma stored in my body. So what I did was literally I would choose 3 days out of the week where I fasted. So I would fast for 3 days out of the week, and the rest of the 5 days I would be eating, of course, but I would fast for 3 days, and I would drink my herbal teas, and I would just have my herbal teas for those 3 days, and that's my fast. And that is how I lost the weight. Okay, fasting is amazing. It helps balance your blood sugar levels. It helps with insulin. It helps if you're diabetic. It helps for cell regrowth, tissue regrowth, all those things. And not only that, it gives your body a nice reset. So imagine doing that like 3 days out of the week. It is amazing for not only weight loss, because I don't think, you should only be fasting for weight loss. I think you should be fasting for ultimately better health, but weight loss is it's a good one. It's a good little side effect. But yeah, I recommend fasting. Now my type of fasting that I do is intermediate fasting. So now I only eat between 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. So I'm kind of eating in a circadian rhythm, which means I'm eating with the sun. And since it is winter and the sun sets at like 6 o'clock, or not even like 5 o'clock, I try to have my last meal at about like 5:45, and I just stop eating at 6 p.m. And that's what I do every single day, and that helps me keep the weight off. So I'm skinty. Now, last but not least, fitness. Okay, fitness is important, but it's not my number one, because I feel like these 4 things are definitely more important than fitness. So yeah, for my fitness tip, you can honestly do anything fitness wise to lose weight. For me, I personally loved going on hikes, getting your steps in. Getting your steps in is so underrated. Like, make sure you are hitting your 10,000 steps. Like, if you have an Apple phone, literally set up your health or your fitness app and get to walking, get to stepping for real. That's so underestimated, and you can set the amount of calories that you want to burn for that day, and the app will literally irritate you and text you and be like, hey girl, yeah, you didn't burn any calories today, you're still fat. Also, play some sports. If you are a sports girly, that can help with burning calories, obviously, and also just getting in a workout. You can also lift weights. Like, you can choose anything you want: yoga, Pilates, going for a run. Like, I want to actually start training for a marathon. That's what I want to do. But yeah, nonetheless, like, you can do whatever you really want. Like, knock your socks off. You can chase your kids down the street. Like, it's just so much things you can do, but just get your body moving. Get your body moving, okay? Those are the main tips on how to lose weight. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I love you guys so much. I wish you all the luck on your weight loss journey. I love you. Bye bye. Bye bye.